Welcome to the Monetize Your Personal Brand and Grow Your Audience micro course. And I'm excited to share pretty much the secrets and the know-how on how you can do this for yourself. And the thing is that before you jump into anything, we've got all the resources and the templates in this micro course. But I want to stress this mindset. It's a long game. Alex Hormozy, if you don't know who Alex Hormozy is, he always says that business is an infinite game. There's all these different pieces, and you just have to play the game long enough for you to stay in business, right? The game is not growing the business, the game is not growing your personal brand. It's how to stay relevant in your niche and how to stand out. So I'm going to share my screen. And this is who I am based on ChatGPT's inputs, which is quite interesting. Um, but yeah, when it comes to like growing your audience, right? We always feel as though there's that instant gratification. Like if I'm posting something, straight away I'm gonna get audience. And I'll tell you something, and I'll share a bit about my story as well. It's not the case. You have to think long term because your personal brand is very unique. You are one in 8 billion people, right? Your fingerprint is very unique. So, in order for you to find out what that is for you, your gift, your presence, and your unique abilities, you can use those abilities to monetize, right? To grow your audience. And at the same time, thinking the long-term game as well as giving value to the marketplace because you can only monetize through giving value, right? So, as you can see, that's me over there. But what we'll cover today is firstly, why your personal brand is so important. How can we turn followers to buyers? The step by step to monetize your brand, clarification of your niche and offer. This is the part where a lot of people struggle because they want to serve everyone, right? I want to serve everyone. And if you're serving everyone, you serve no one. But you have to start somewhere. So I always tend to start with a niche that I'm very much passionate about, right? Or I start something that's very close to my heart as well, right? So you clarify your niche and offer. We'll also go through how to launch your first offer and get some sales, right? And you know, it won't be the fluff that people share online. Like we'll actually go through step by step on how we actually do that with you, right? And then you can grow your audience, right? So how do you grow your audience? There's unfortunately you won't get the inbound traffic, inbound being people coming to you. So you need to build your audience day by day. It's just like going to the gym. You gotta, build those muscles and focus on the reps, and then you'll grow your audience. And then I share the power of lead magnets. And you probably know me because I share a lot of lead magnets. I share a lot of value. And all I'm doing in this marketplace is I want to help you get to where you want to be with AI and marketing. So that's what we'll cover today. I'm really excited to bring you through this whole thing. So, firstly, why your personal brand is important, right? And think of it this way. I'll give you a few examples. So if Amazon, right? First thing you think of when you think of Amazon, all right, books, you might think of online shopping, but who is the person behind Amazon? Now you realize, oh, it's Jeff Bezos. Okay, so you've associated a person to the brand. Okay, I'll give you another example. Tesla. Okay, Elon Musk, right? Even though a lot of people don't like Elon Musk at the moment, but Elon Musk, right? You associate the person with the brand. So your business is a reflection of you, right? So people buy people, not products. People buy people, not brands, right? So the main thing is attention, right? Because trust and attention is currency, right? When you're doing business, people only buy because of trust. And this is really cool rule. So it's the 7 11, and 4. So it's how many interactions? So seven, you need to see the post 7 times. You need to be able to, interact with it 11 times. And then 4 times you actually get to see it. So I think Google shared this stat, but you can look at it yourself, right? So if I minimize this, so go back to here. Okay. So attention and trust is currency. So you got to understand that how are you being trusted right now? If people don't know you, how can people trust you? Right? So best thing is building the trust. And again, it's just like building a muscle at the gym. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kanji Lo. And firstly, when I first started, I was a complete nobody. I had no following. The only people that were on my social media pages was my friends, brothers, my family, and to be honest, I had a lot of ambitions. I was a very, how do I say, a very reserved kid, but I knew I was meant for more. So I tried a lot of side hustles. I tried drop shipping. I tried selling Air Jordan shoes with arbitrage and doing sneaker deals. I was driving Uber, I was teaching. I was doing so many different side hustles while I was trying to find my place in the world. And then eventually I discovered the online world. You can actually sell online through social media, through affiliate marketing, through, courses, through digital products. But I had no idea how to start. So eventually, over the last, I would say maybe 4 or 5 years, I invested in $100,000 in personal development mentors, right? And I had to figure it out myself, right? Even though my mentors and in personal development, I spent a lot on books and bought a lot of courses. I still had to figure it out, right? There was no surefire way for me to make money. And you'll probably find this for yourself. Like there will be different ways to ch bring channels of money in, but the way that you do it might be different to someone else. And you have to accept that fact. For me, I thought that coaching was the thing for me. I still coach people here and there, but to someone else, that could be the thing for them. But for me, it was kind of like I can easily bring in an audience. I can speak on stage, right? So I had to figure it out by trying all these different things. So there are a lot of moments of failure. Like, I kid you not, there's so many times in my life where I felt as though that I was a complete failure, right? I felt like giving up. I felt like I'm not worthy. I felt like I'm not enough. Even when I'm successful as well, I still get those thoughts. So you have to understand that a lot of the time you do feel these waves and seasons of failure. And for me, it was a complete like wave of failure because I kept trying things, it didn't work out. And it was even like, it was just like a moment for me, or several moments where I'm just like, man, I just have to pick things up. I have to do things. So that's how I first started. I was a complete nobody. You're probably watching this right now and you're probably resonating with it because I know what you've been through. I've been through all of it, right? So I get you. So where I'm at now, so as you can see, I've got a pretty solid following and a place in the marketplace. And the beautiful thing about every single interaction, I think a lot of reps that I've done and meeting new people online during COVID and just really putting myself out there, I built a solid following and a place in the marketplace. I've found that marketing, AI, and even my passion for speaking, but my purpose in helping other people inspire others and be great, that has really been my driving force to just continue sharing and shining in the world, right? So the following came because of this passion. The following came because of this purpose. So now my personal brand is monetized, right? I'm getting paid through courses, through different lead magnets. I'm getting paid through my agency, and I've got 3 streams in my AI marketing agency. So the first stream is obviously the marketing and managing the content, helping you distribute content, and put your brand out there, manage your socials, do editing for you, and all that kind of stuff. Then the AI automation side, which is the second stream, helping you automate certain processes and selling these different automations and helping you do that for other people. And the third one is teaching, right? Teaching, consulting, right? Speaking in public in front of crowds, right? And helping people do that as well. So I built my brand because of this done for you service. And it's basically because I've been in services for a long time, it's really helped me put an offer out there, right? Just breaking all the fear of it all. So that's led me to have many opportunities to speak in public and a lot of offers from people to collaborate. Just the other day, I just had someone come to me and go, "Hey, like, I'd love for you to help mentor the next tech founders that are at this event." Before that, a lot of speaking engagements too, right? I've spoken in Asia, Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, right? Singapore, right? There's so many different places I've been to because of the fact that I've really honed into my personal brand. And the last thing I just want to stress is that there is this is just a result of continuous rebound and execution after failure, right? And failure is not something that you look at and just be like, "Oh, okay, I just failed there." It's when you give up. So when you don't give up and you continuously bounce back and get up from falling off the bike and getting back on the bike, that is resilience. And a lot of the time we don't realize that that isn't failure. Failure is when you give up. So don't give up. So I wouldn't be where I am right now without my personal brand. Right? So I'm going to type here personal brand. Hopefully my writing is good. Oh, look at that. Personal brand. Okay. So without my personal brand, I will not be where I am today, right? I've built the brand of Kanji Lo for quite some time. And to be honest, I know that this personal brand of mine can go to many, many new heights because of the fact I've seen what other people can do. And obviously, it just inspires me to inspire all of you to do the same thing too. So you would not be where you are without your personal brand. So whatever it is, if it's, I don't know, an alter ego, if it's something that you have to create, in regards to your name, who is that person? Like, who do you want to be? Who are you being right now? Based on who are you being right now, like, can you portray that being 100% being authentic with that? And that authenticity, people will see that, right? It's not fake it till you make it. It's who do you want to be first? Be it, practice the art of being, and then project and show that to the world, right? You don't have to show it to show it. You show it because you just feel like you can do so much more. Okay. So the first step here is to clarify your offer. So obviously in the micro course, I've shared a one-page brand template, but I want to just ask you this question. What do you help people achieve? Right? So for me, I help people save time and do more with their business with less effort, right? So that's what I do, right? What do you help people achieve? Because if you are clear on the transformation, on the result of what you can do for someone else, right? That is your niche. That is what you can offer people. Now, the next step is to package it. So how would you package this transformation? Would you package it? And people get this wrong. People think that consultancy, people think that membership, people think that digital product or service is the business. The business is what you actually transform, what you give as a result. So based on that, what is one or two clear offers that you give? So for me, it's the service. So agency, people ask me for AI automations, people ask me for marketing. That's my main service. I've also launched a membership, right? And based on that membership, people come and learn how to do marketing and AI marketing for themselves. They come in, they ask questions, basically leveraging my presence and my expertise to do it within their business as well, right? So now I want you to find what that is for you. So, for example, you can have this tagline: I help business owners automate content and leads with AI, right? It's 47 per month membership, or it's a $997 strategy offer, right? So based on what you want to give, it could be AI, it could be, I don't know, helping people, color better in graphics design. It could be graphics design, web design, whatever it is. Like, what is it that you want to give as an offer? Because if you can leverage that as your personal brand, you can then be like, okay, I've nailed it. A lot of people get stuck here. They don't have clarity, right? The 90% of entrepreneurs, the main problem is clarity, not wanting to look at what they need to face and where they need to go. So have a look at what that is for you. All right, spend some time on this. Okay. The next thing I want to share with you is this concept called the value ladder. I don't know if you've heard this before, but the value ladder is really important because as you are stacking offers, it comes from the problem solution framework. So if you don't know what the problem solution framework is, I'll just draw it here. So every problem has a solution, right? Problem. Okay, and then every problem has a solution, right? And once you've solved that problem, there will be another problem to solve, right? So for example, if you've solved the problem of leads, now you have the problem of sales. Now that you've got sales, okay, what's the problem with sales? Now you have to find a solution for that. And now, based on the solution for sales, now the problem is delivery. How are you going to deliver that product? So the value ladder really stresses this aspect of problem solution. So when it comes to something free, right? And I'm very much in this whole, and you probably see it within the industry now, this whole industry of giving things for free. And then if people want to know the implementation, you sell the implementation, right? And not even that, you sell the aspect of what can take away time, can help people get money, and what can really add value to them. So all the lead magnets that I give, they're full of value, right? Everything that I give, I just give it wholeheartedly because I know that if they really, really love the lead magnet and they can do so much with it, they will then want to book with myself, right? And I'm getting a lot of traffic from it. So I would say to start with the lead value ladder is to start with the lead magnet. So create a PDF, could be like a checklist, it could be a form, it could be a info sheet, really, something small. And then the next one could be like a free workshop. So a free workshop, there was one that I did a while back about speaking in public. So you can do a workshop on speaking in public. You can do things like give people free tools. So, for example, if you're building, AI products, you can give people a free tool, or lead people to help them build something with ChatGPT, for example. Could be anything really, but a lead magnet to firstly capture their email and capture the email so that you can give them more value and you can educate them. Because again, people don't see what they don't see, and you have to remind them. And if they aren't aware about their problems, that they might have a problem that they need solving. So that's the free, right? And then the next part of the ladder is that you offer something low ticket. So you can go from like $7, $9 to $97. It could be an ebook, could be templates, could be vaults, could be prompt packs, whatever, right? Something low ticket to help you get those sales in. Because again, like with low ticket, you still have to build them out, right? Something a little bit more like high ticket would be courses, coaching, AI strategy sessions. You can sell them from 297 to about 997, right? I know some strategy sessions, people jump in and people pay 1,500 for a strategy session to make sure that they get the best buck. Some people do it, 3-day workshops, for example. So that's like a mid-ticket. So you can go in the mid ticket. You can obviously this will take a little bit of time to build out, but like for example, an AI strategy session, right, or something where you just jumping in for a call where you're workshopping with someone and they pay you straight away for your time, that's something that you can get quick bucks for your brand. And again, like if you don't have a social presence, it's more so you have to build that testimonial, right? That testimonial bank, your credibility, your authority. So again, when it comes to mid-ticket, there might be a little bit of work that's involved. Okay, something that's a little bit more different. So I've been in the high ticket space for quite some time. And with high ticket, for example, with a marketing agency or you have an agency model, a done for you service. So, for example, if you're doing your marketing for someone, if you're doing strategy for someone, if you're doing sales, copywriting, if you're doing AI automations, if you're, helping people with their speaking and it's a done for you service that you're selling to corporates or, enterprises, that is considered high ticket. So that demands more than $2,000, right? If it's a mentorship as well, and you have like maybe like a monthly membership or a 3 month membership with your mentorship, it could be more than that, right? So there's possibilities you can charge even more high ticket. I know a lot of coaches that are quite famous that are doing $100,000 per year high ticket coaching because of the fact that they know their value and they know that their customers get a lot of results. But that's because they built their personal brand really, really well. That's why I can charge that, right? It's the same thing. Like if you have a business as well, like you probably look at your business, and if you look at something that's product based, a lot of the time you can see that it's only quantity based, so it's not like scalable. So it's like kind of like a mid ticket, but you're selling in volume. Whereas something with high ticket, with services, you can bring in a lot of cash and you can bring in some cash fast, right? Because of the fact that you're doing the service based on your time and your presence. So that's a value ladder. Obviously, look at the problem solution framework. So the next bit, after you've decided, okay, cool, I know what my offer is, I know what the value ladder looks like. Okay, how am I going to launch? Well, what can I launch? Can I do it now? You got to launch with urgency. So if you're not sure what urgency is, it's just using time. Time is a factor to drive sales. So for example, I launched something quite recently and it's a membership and it's a founder's rate only. So I've only got like 30 spots. So it's the same thing. You can do a founding member launch, which has 100 spots. You can do something, hey, the waiting list will be closed in the next 48 hours, right? So I'm getting all these people in. You can drive urgency by having people want to contact and talk to you. So using time bound, people bound, quantity, using all these different launches and then posting it on social media. So when I first did a digital course for my coaching business back in 2021, I actually launched it on Facebook. And as you know, I was a nobody, right? And at that time, I think I had about like 2,000 maybe followers into 2021. It was quite interesting to see how I've grown since then. So based on that, I just posted. I just say, hey, this is my offer. This is what you get. Boom, boom, boom. This is the price. We'll have a chat with you. So I started messaging people, right? And leveraging my existing audience with a wait list, right? And DMs and scarcity, right? And not scarcity in the fact that, oh, like if you're not going to buy this, that's the end of it. It's just scarcity in the sense of there's only limited spots because I only want to work with the right people. So I posted on Facebook, I posted on Instagram, and though I was like primarily on these two platforms, nowadays Threads is a really big thing when it comes to wanting to monetize your brand, people wanting to launch courses and stuff. And LinkedIn as well is very, very good. But LinkedIn, like, try to keep it. And I always do this. I post on socials, but I sell in the DMs, right? Or sell in the conversation. So leverage your existing audience. This is the outbound. So if you've got no audience, if I had to start my business from scratch and I had zero audience, I would leverage whatever it is and build my audience slowly, like connect with people. Okay, you're my target audience. Create a wait list. I've got, 10 people, contacting my friends and family. Basically like going through each person that I know and saying, hey, I think that this will be a value to you. And if it's not a value to you, like, do you know someone else that can help? Right? Or do you know someone else that needs this? And then based on that, you just keep going. You just rinse and repeat. So you use these outbound methods to get your first client. If you don't know what to say, just say exactly what I just said before. Hey, I've got this really awesome thing that I'm launching. I would love for you to be a part of it. I know that, based on our conversations, this is something that you would actually really benefit from. We'd love to hear your thoughts about it, and would love to have you on a waiting list. Are you keen? And then you just hear them out. And if they say, nah, it's not for me, then you go, hey, like, I know that this was of value. Would you know anyone else that wants this? And you just keep going. You rinse and repeat, right? Until someone says yes, right? And it might be that you launch something for free first to get some testimonials, right? You might do it for like 5 people, right? And get your first five people. And then once you get 5 people, then based on that, you'll get testimonials for those five. And then you can share those testimonials with other people and then just leverage testimonials. So that's how you launch with urgency. I think a lot of people tend to launch and they take ages. I have to build my funnels and stuff. Like obviously I'm going to go through that, but that's probably the fastest way to launch your personal brand. So it's a little bit more complicated here. So let's say now that you have a few people going and talking to you, um, one thing that I'll cover this last. The next thing I would say is have something that you can actually give like a landing page or something where they can check out. So I launched my membership, quite a while back actually, and of course a while back. And all I did was I just got a Stripe link, checkout link, and then I sent it to them, and then I say, hey, this is what it is. Built it in a Facebook group and a Google document, and just sent that to everyone. And pretty much there were, 10 people that joined, right? I just created something very simple. And at that time when I was doing coaching, it was, on platforms that I'm currently using. So you don't have to create the elaborate funnel. That's just something that, again, it just helps you get like cold audience. So you can set up like 5 to 7 emails that can build trust over time. So that's something like if you want to, obviously you're playing the long game. You do that on top of your current outreach with the, direct messages and messages. You need to have a high converting landing page. So, for example, at the moment, like Gumroad, WOP, and even Presence, which is what I'm, also using. And I'm one of the founders. So these are all landing pages that you can use for a lot of your courses and digital products. So, for example, if you've got like a $47 membership, you can jump onto any one of these and jump on the membership. If you've got like a course, same thing, right? So you can use these platforms to help you generate that and bring in some sales. But the easiest thing is like if you can create a checkout link. Make it easy for them. Just put a bit of details inside the Stripe checkout link and they just purchase and then you just walk them through a Google document. That's very easy. And then eventually once you get some sales coming in, then you build the structures, right? Because you want to build from a place where if let's say you had no money, how do you do that? So there's that. You can do DM chatbot selling in the future as well. So you have different flows to ask qualifying questions, handle objections and lead flows. But obviously, with this kind of selling, right, you can leverage ChatGPT to give you a sales script, and I'll put that into the course as well. Or you can leverage different ways of building scarcity and urgency. So like limited bonuses, founders, members, offers, countdown timers to drive action, right? So in regards to DMs, the old school generic DM where you're direct messaging people, jumping on call with them, giving them a Stripe link so it's easy for them to buy. If they need more information, give them a Google Doc. You don't have to make it complicated. If you want to explore these pages do have a transaction fee because they need the platform to run. So they might take, a fee based on your number of sales. Okay. And then these two obviously paid, but they're very good email funnels. Okay. So that's how you automate your sales system. But traditional, gung ho outreach, give them an offer, give them a checkout link, jump on a call with them. You might want to add Calendly as well. So I add Calendly if let's say you're doing something a little bit more uh like more intense or like if you're doing like a done for you service, you might want to jump on a Calendly or even a Google Meets, for example. So I'll check in that as well. So Google. But yeah, it's nothing too complicated. So it's just keeping it simple and keeping it straightforward. So now that we've done that, okay, this is the monetization plan. So people think that you've got followers, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got YouTube, you got all the social media platforms. Yeah, I should be making money. But the thing is that you don't make money from these channels. You actually make money through productizing your knowledge, courses, templates, lead magnets, prompt packs, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's the first way. The second way is to offer services or even group coaching. So services in the sense of marketing services, consultancy, anything to do with services that you're really good at. So a skill set that you're really good at and you're offering services. It might be teaching, it might be music, it might be sound engineering, whatever it is. So give yourself an option to find what that service that you can do for yourself. Next is do memberships or paid communities or masterminds where you jump on a weekly basis and you ask Q&As, you give them resources. They basically have a vault and you can touch base with them. I really like this model because this model really shows that you can get a lot of people results and it's one to many, whereas group coaching is one to many, but office services one to one, knowledge and it's like a once-off thing, do it yourself. It's something a little bit low tier. The next one is collaborate, affiliate with tools and software. So affiliate marketing. So if you love certain tools, you can use certain of these tools to, give you a bit of a split revenue so they can use that revenue for your own personal brand. So I use this a lot. And a lot of, a lot of my money actually comes from doing affiliate marketing as well. So yeah, it's really good in that sense. So I would say affiliate marketing is another stream that you can go by, and public speaking. So public speaking, brand sponsorships, as you grow. So the more that you grow, the more that you collaborate, the more podcasts you jump on, the more speaking gigs that you do, the more that you become an expert doing consultations, workshops. That's pretty much your plan, right? And I've got an actual monetization plan which you can go through. You can go through that document, but it pretty much explains all these in detail. Okay. So that's the monetization plan. So we'll go to the next part of it is how do you grow your audience? So one thing I really love to stress is if you're going to choose a platform, choose a core platform first. I was on a call today and this guy's personal brand isn't that great. Like he's obviously trying to build it. His business is really good. Like he's killing it in business. He's doing extremely well, but his personal brand, not so much. So I advised for him to just choose a platform. And he's like, okay, like I'll do B2B. I'm like, sweet, okay, LinkedIn, done. All right, you got to do LinkedIn. So pick a core platform first, a core platform where your target audience is hanging out. Choose one or two platforms based on your strengths. So for example, if you like Instagram and you have more of a creative business, maybe Instagram's for you. If it's TikTok and you love storytelling and you want that fast growth and you're doing things and posting reels all the time, TikTok might be for you, right? LinkedIn, okay, it's B2B credibility and authority, right? I built my brand through LinkedIn. I also got a lot of speaking gigs through LinkedIn as well because of the fact that I'm building it on a continual basis, right? And then YouTube and podcasts, long form, evergreen traffic. So YouTube has the longest time frame in regards to retention of content and engagement. And if you want to stand out, I would say build that personal brand on YouTube because that's going to help you in the long term. Okay, so that's how you grow your audience. Everything requires you to put work into it. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm just going to let things run and I'm just going to not do anything, right? It requires you to plant the grass and water the grass, put seeds in, keep watering. Same thing, right? With growing your audience. So, how do you show up with content? So the first thing is to post consistently using a flywheel. So the flywheel I'm going to teach you today is the authority, results, personality, and engagement one. So with authority, teach what you know, right? So for example, for me, I'm teaching you all I know in this course, right? The next thing is sharing client wins and testimonials. So obviously, if you've worked a lot with clients, you get a lot of wins. And based on those wins and testimonials, you can showcase those wins so that people would want to work with you. Okay, so results. A lot of results. If you're, I don't know, doing something that's amazing, share those wins. People talking about you is much better than you talking about yourself, right? So the next thing is personality. Like show your story, values behind the scenes. Like I do this a lot. I always like show people like what's my story? I came from this to this. What's my values? I really love to inspire people. I'm dedicated to growth. Behind the scenes, like sometimes I would shoot myself with the camera and shoot myself like film something like this. Right? That's behind the scenes. People love that kind of stuff, right? So that's personality. Next one's engagement. Ask questions, post carousels, use hooks. So the framework is to post 3 to 5 times a week, repurpose it, and then share across channels. Here's an example. So the other day, I was just playing around with this awesome, you know, release of image generator on ChatGPT. I'm like, okay, like create this awesome camera shooting my brand, and people loved it. People loved the novelty. People loved the collectability of it. And then I was like, okay, like how do I make him dance? And then look at the engagement, 193 likes, right? That's because I'm doing something fun, right? That is, if you look here, personality, right? It's a bit of personality. There's a bit of authority as well. The next thing is to also like for example, this was my speaking gig. It was at the state library, so I spoke at the state library, and again, it just shows authority. So that's what you can post 3 to 5 times a week. You can do more, you can do less. It really depends on how you feel. There's no real strict rule. Again, just showcase the authority, results, personality, engagement, and obviously that's the framework. So this is what you can do to expand. So you engage to expand. So comment on high traffic profiles in your niche. I connected with a whole bunch of AI marketers because of a good friend of mine, and now we are in a place where we can just comment on each other's stuff, and it's just amazing, and people do that, right? Because reciprocity. If you give something, you're gonna get something back in return. DM new followers, engage in their stories, like be more active, right? And I know for me on Instagram, I'm not doing it enough. I can do a lot more. Facebook, I'm doing amazing, right? So I can definitely leverage a lot of what I'm doing on Facebook on all my other platforms too. Collaborate with others, right? Collaboration over competition, right? You cross-pollinate audiences. You do a lot of things when you are collaborating with other people. So engage to expand. Okay. The next thing is to use growth levers. So things like giving away value, like free AI toolkits, mini trainings, workshops, lead magnets, PDFs, ebooks. You can run challenges, live trainings, content series. And then once you get a little bit more, more established, you can use paid advertising, right? I help clients with paid advertising, and a lot of the time you need to have a pretty decent budget, like at least more than $400 a month, right? For paid ads for your lead magnets and low ticket offers. And then I can't stress this enough. It's always good to build an email list because based on your email list, it's yours. You have sovereignty over your clients. You have sovereignty over your leads, right? And then based on that, you can create a funnel, right? Get some content, funnel the content to your lead magnet. Based on lead magnet, you have an email list, and then you have weekly content emails with marketing to, have a call to action to your offers, whether it's your done for you services, whether it's your courses, and you own your audience outside any platform, outside Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So this is what you can do in a nutshell. To end the micro course, and obviously there will be templates that you can go through as well. I would say first things first is to just go through this whole framework. I'm going to share this as well, and just rinse and repeat, right? Rinse and repeat the whole thing, right? If you have to replay this video, go ahead, rinse and repeat all those steps. And just some key takeaways. Firstly, your personal brand is yours. No one can take it away from you. And the thing is that you can always build it and you can always change it. It's moldable. You are 1 in 8 billion people. So how do you stand out? And you can stand out because you are 1 in 8 billion. And just to remind yourself that you are playing the infinite game. So business is an infinite game. It's a long game. There'll be highs, there'll be lows. Some days I feel like I just want to give up. Other days I'm just like amazing, feeling like I'm on top of the world. So just want to share you that. I will obviously like to see you all grow and see how you succeed in monetizing your personal brand. But yeah, start there. Start with the things that we talk about. Understand that it's a long game, and just know that consistency really pays off. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in more of the course and online and wherever that is that you're doing. And just as a reminder as well, as part of this, I want to give you a gift, which is a 15-minute brand audit. So if you go through the steps, if you go through everything and you create your brand template and all that kind of stuff, and you're actually implementing it, I'd love to have a chat with you on how we can leverage that for, success and continue to succeed. So thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this, and we'll catch you real soon.